Motivation or discipline? Which one is a more powerful force? Which one is the most important? Motivation or discipline? If you follow a lot of inspirational figures, at one point in your life, you must have heard someone say, motivation is not as important as discipline. The discipline is important because motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you going. Or rather, motivation doesn't last. Motivation burns out quickly. You need to be disciplined. And anytime I hear somebody say that, it becomes apparent to me that they're talking about a feeling. What they're talking about is a feeling. They think that motivation is a feeling. So let me just say this first and foremost. I don't agree with this idea that discipline is more important than motivation. It's not that I don't think discipline is important. What I do think is that you cannot separate one from the other. You need both in equal measure. You cannot have extreme discipline without a high level of motivation. Now, I say that people who say discipline is more important don't know what they're talking about because they think it's a feeling. They think it's that burning feeling that you have in a moment and it burns out quickly. But the truth is, motivation is derived from the word motive. It's a reason for doing something. It's often described as your why, right? I'm a motivational speaker. And as a motivational speaker, I'm not saying this to defend what I do. I'm saying this because I know that my job, my purpose, when I speak to people, I'm trying to help them see reason. When I'm speaking to you, I'm trying to help you get to a point where you can find a reason to do something. And if you can find a deep enough reason, if you can find a big enough reason, even on days when you don't feel like it, you will be disciplined. So you need motivation for you to be disciplined. And funny enough, when I speak to people who sit in front of a camera or stand in front of people and they say, motivation is not important, I am disciplined. Generally, you're listening to a highly motivated individual. They have a very strong sense of purpose, a very strong sense of why they're doing what they're doing. And that's all that motivation is. So you have to understand this. You need to quit trying to separate the two. You need to be a highly motivated individual if you are going to be a highly disciplined individual. All that motivation is a reason for doing what you're doing. What's your reason? What is your why? You speak to somebody and when you find somebody who is highly disciplined, you need to ask them, you need to have a conversation with them and ask them what their reason is. Ask them what their motivation is. See, if a crime is committed, when there's no suspect, and when there's no known suspect, when a crime is committed, the first person who will be suspected is the one with a motive. Because the one with a motive is the one who is most likely to have done this. That's where motivation comes from. That's what motivation is. The one who had the motivation to do this is the one who most likely did this. And very often when you listen to people who tell you that motivation is not important, those are people who are doing things, who are achieving things. And the biggest reason behind their achievements, their accomplishments, is yes, they are highly disciplined, but they are highly disciplined because they are highly motivated. They have a strong sense of purpose, a strong sense of why I'm doing this.